Jason Statham is best known for his roles in The Italian Job and the Fast and Furious franchises. His on-screen demeanor has helped him draw massive audiences in recent years. Statham was a fan of Chinese martial arts and kickboxing as a child. Statham told Rotten Tomatoes about the films that inspired him to become an actor in his early years. Stay tuned as we unveil more details on this matter. Let us now take a look at Jason Statham's path. On his path to become a Hollywood action star, Jason Statham cites Bruce Lee as one of the most influential people he met along the way. Lee is credited with helping to bridge the cultural divide that existed between East and West. Statham cites Lee as being one of the individuals who has had the greatest impact on his life. Statham has been quoted as saying, "If we want to speak about the movies that have influenced what I do in the action area, then Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon." The actor followed by noting, "I've seen it numerous times," while stressing the significance of Lee's work by saying, "I've watched that. That is an independent motion picture that paved the way for others in the world of action movies. And everybody who was inspired by Bruce Lee, everyone who has ever worked on the set of an action movie, has certainly raved about how brilliant and innovative Bruce Lee was." Statham has also spoken highly about the Godfather trilogy, which was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. He said, "It's simply greatness at its finest. Outstanding script, an astoundingly high grade of performance. Everything about it is simply gorgeous overall. The attention to detail in the costumes and the scenery combined to create a true work of art. To reiterate, I am able to enjoy any part of the trilogy on repeat viewings." Moving on, films that Jason Statham admires the most: Cool Hand Luke, Stuart Rosenberg, 1967; The Godfather, Francis Ford Coppola, 1972; Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, George Roy Hill, 1969; The Sting, George Roy Hill, 1973; Enter the Dragon, Robert Clouse, 1973. Statham also highlighted his eternal affection for Paul Newman, who became one of his key sources of inspiration via his choices, which he shared with the audience. Statham claims that seductive charisma on the film and his famous image made permanent memories on his memory, and he attributes these recollections to Newman. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is another film that tops the list of Statham's favorites, he claimed. "Once again, I could watch the movie 100 times in a row and never grow sick of it. I believe it's fantastic that Redford and Newman worked together in that movie. Both Paul Newman and Robert Redford are exceptional in their craft." Did you know that Peaky Blinders Stephen Knight says that Jason Statham lost the part of Tommy Shelby due to a text message? Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight chose to cast someone else in the part of Tommy Shelby after getting a text message. Jason Statham was the early favorite for the job. Knight said that he originally envisioned Statham in the role, and that following negotiations with both Cillian Murphy, who eventually played Tommy, and Statham, Knight was pleased that Statham was the right fit for the job. Knight told Esquire that he met with both of them in Los Angeles to discuss the position, but finally chose Jason. One of the reasons was that when Jason is physically present in the room, he is Jason. "Cillian, when you meet him, obviously isn't Tommy," he said, "but I was naive enough to not understand that." Following the discussion, Murphy seems to have concluded that Knight would not choose him for the position. As a consequence, Murphy texted Knight in an effort to convince him differently. Knight said that the guy texted him, reminding him to remember, "I'm an actor," which is undoubtedly the most significant element given his ability to transform himself. You'd see an entirely different guy if you ran into him on the street. During the same interview, Knight said that he had second thoughts about eliminating just one of the show's characters. In May, actor Stephen Graham, who would join the Peaky Blinders ensemble for the upcoming 6th season, said that filming had been halted indefinitely due to the coronavirus outbreak. More than 100 nations are presently affected by the epidemic. Following that, Jason Momoa confirms that Ben Affleck will appear in the Aquaman sequel. It's probably not the way Warner Brothers and DC would have preferred to announce it. We're picturing a big exciting reveal during one of the company's fandom events, but thanks to a chance encounter between Jason Momoa and some fans, the word is out. Ben Affleck will play Bruce Wayne in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. According to Momoa's sweary, for which he apologizes, Instagram video, additional shooting for the Aquaman sequel was underway on a WB stage when a backlot tour arrived. Momoa is on his way to a trailer parked next to the lot with BA written on the door. Inside, there's a certain Mr. I just got married in Vegas. It could all be a studio ploy, a viral attempt to generate some buzz, but Momoa sells it like a champ, and we honestly want to believe it's a genuine mistake. Lost Kingdom, directed by James Wan and starring Aquaman veterans Amber Heard, Dolph Lundgren, Patrick Wilson, Tamura Morrison, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, alongside newcomers such as Pilo Asbæk, will hit theaters on March 17, 2019. Having followed that, Tomb Raider movie rights are now available for purchase. Talk about dropping the proverbial crown jewel. MGM has lost the opportunity to continue producing the big screen adventures of Lara Croft after only producing one Tomb Raider movie in 2018 since striking a deal for the rights in 2013. According to The Wrap, a bidding war is now underway as other studios vie to take over the concept. The rights deal that MGM struck included a clause stating that it was required to give the go-ahead for a sequel by a certain point, despite the fact that the studio had been working on a sequel to the 2018 effort that starred starred Alicia Vikander. In this particular instance, it occurred in May of this year. The deadline came and went, and here we are as a result. Despite the efforts that were initially put forth by Kill List director Ben Wheatley and then by Lovecraft Country boss Misha Green. After a period of relative calm on the Tomb Raider front, Alicia Vikander's most recent comments to Entertainment Weekly did not offer much cause for optimism regarding the franchise's future. Because of Amazon's and MGM's buyouts, I have no idea what's going on. At this point, politics are involved, Vikander said. I believe Misha and I have been prepared, so at this point, to tell you the truth, it's kind of in the hands of somebody else. Since Vikander is no longer attached to the project, GK Films has decided to keep its stake, but is now open to receiving offers for a new stately home for Lara Croft, as well as a new lead actor. Who should be the next person to control the Tomb Raider? Probably not this particular jerk. Up next, the writer for the Drago Creed spin-off has been found. For a while, there's been talk about a Creed spin-off focusing on the Drago family, including Dolph Lundgren, who played Ivan Drago in an interview late last year. It's getting closer to reality with the addition of writer Robert Lawton to work on the script. Though the specifics of the film are being kept under wraps for the time being, it will center on the legendary Russian fighter who appeared as the antagonist in 1985's Rocky IV, and whose son Victor Drago, Florian Munteanu, who was last seen as the antagonist in Creed II. Lawton landed the role after receiving praise and a 2021 Nickel Fellowship, a big prize in the screenwriting world, for his spec script Becoming Rocky, which detailed the making of the original film. That, along with his thoughts on what the film could do with Drago, prompted MGM executives to hire him. We'll have to wait and see if the film is made, but Creed III, in which star Michael B. Jordan directs as well as stars, was supposed to be released in November, but has been pushed back to early 2023. Finally, Holt McCallany has been added to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. We don't know what the two Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning films are about, other than Tom Cruise throwing himself into life-threatening situations and writer-director Christopher McQuarrie holding his breath a lot, but we do know who will appear in Part 2. Holt McCallany from Mindhunter has joined the cast. While the impressive first trailer released around the release of Top Gun Maverick gave us a glimpse of at least Part 1, Team Mission is still keeping their cards close to their chest. However, McCallany's character has a name and a job. He is Secretary of Defense Bernstein. Along with Cruise, the cast also includes Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, Haley Atwell, Shea Wiggum, and Pom Klementieff. There are many, many more. Part 1 of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning will be released in theaters on July 14, 2023, with Part 2 following on June 28, 2024. Well, that marks the end of our show today. Hope you liked it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.